Before the race start, let's see some important news. So Michael Motorol granted into the top tier where he will drive for Force India. His replacement for the last race will be the current GP2 driver Snezana Radivojevic, who is making a guest start here, likewise Julius Anderson at the place of Felix Zontag. The last round will take place at Monza. This round will decide the championship, that if Michael Mocho or Evan Byrne can win it. As I said before, Mocho will miss this race, so he won't get any points. Evan Byrne must win this race no matter what, if he wants to win that championship. Joe Hutter is starting from pole position, Zachary Fitzwater is second. In the second row there is Victory Bobo and Roland Motian. The two guys are pretty unlucky because of the last races they got DNF'd, they made mistakes, or just the car died under them. Evan Byrne is starting from 8th place. He must avoid every type of collision, crash or anything to have a chance for that championship. Snezana, the first guest driver, is starting from the 11th place. I say that's a pretty average position, it's good for her. I say it's a good starting position. And Julius Anderson is the second guest driver, starting from the 18th place. We can see usual and not so usual names at the back of the grid. But as we got know, in DTM it's no matter basically where you start from, you can win a race from the last place and you can lose a race from the front. Also, this is the place, so Monza is the place where these cars are pretty fast. This is what I said, this is what Michael Moch and this is what Evan Byrne needs to get the win at the end of the season. We had 23% chance of rain, so the rain might come at the second half of the race. They will start at dry track and under sunny conditions. These cars here going around 381, I'm not even kidding, just watch the broadcast and you will see these cars are flying here at Monza. So for the last time at 2014, the guys are starting. The race is underway and Joe Hutter takes a pretty average start, which average start is good enough to hold first place if Victory Bobo is not overtaking him, but seems like he's trying something like that. And yes, Victory Bobo is succeeding about it and is taking the lead. After the first two corners there is yellow flag, there is a car standing nearly at the middle of the track. I don't know who that was, but maybe in the replay we will see. Yes, that was Rancians, and probably Rancians got hit by Banin Solga, who is taking him out and making his race forgettable for the last round. The winner of the last race got basically out before the turn 1, and that means Solga have to go to pits for repairs. So Joe Hutter is attacking back at Victory Bobo, goes around the outside. Maybe that might work, but Victory Bobo, having the momentum, can hold it from the outside, and now Zachary Fitzwater might also overtaking Hutter if he's not careful. And from the outside he's done it also. Hutter should go back to the third place and now defending for the position, but no, Hutter is going out, Hutter is spinning out and into the wall. His race is now over. I wonder what happened, because usually in that corner cars are not start spinning like that. Somebody might hit him or some mechanical issues of the car. I'm curious to see what happened. Hopefully we will see a replay about that, and there is the replay as we said. And no! He got hit by Roland Motian if I see correctly, because Koval was starting from the back of the grid, so that must be Motian. So let's see what happened again. I hope we'll. Yes, basically Hutter just closed the line in front of Motian, so he created the situation for himself. There is another crash. That's Sneeza and Titkov, and Sneeza is spinning around. On her first race, it's not the best start, mainly that she was at the 8th place, for a place where they got points. Okay, so Lamotian is overtaking his rival, but he got clipped by behind. He's spinning around, there is another crash, the other car spinning around, there is a huge traffic jam, and huge BMW is going on in the background. Everyone is stopping nearly on the track. And basically everyone is stopping the track. There's a car, Robin Carroll is going backwards. Maybe the others can avoid them. Okay, a bit more. Let's see, there's a bit more, and now he can turn the car back. I see some bodyworks at the middle of the track and at the edge of the track, not basically middle because the other cars have swiped them around. So Swiper is clipping the back of Roland Motian, that causing him to spin, and Lin Campana nearly hits him. And this is what caused the second accident. Robin Carlis is going into Campana, and there is one of the bodywork gone. Maybe that was Cian Byrne. Other guest starter Julius Anderson must stop because of that whole huge stuff. Okay, Victor Ibobo and Zachary Fitzwater now. Ibobo took the lead for a reason, and now Fitzwater is spinning around. And as I see, Evanburn can't hit, Evanburn must hit him, and Evanburn, as I said, he must have just missed all these action, all these crashes, but no, his bad luck continues, as he had at Monza, at Germany. So I have no words. So maybe this is why he won't be able to win the championship. But that's only 2 laps has gone. So here we can see Fitzwater spinning. He's going into victory bubble. So that was his mistake fully. And there is Evan Byrne who can't brake fast and hit him. Now he had to stop for repairs. As you can see, the fuel load, he had 1 scheduled pit stop. Now he must change his strategy into the 2-stop if everything goes as planned. So I mean, he won't crash the car again. And another crash, Roland Motian, Lynn Campana, and maybe George Roque was involved too. Roland Motian, who I call pretty unlucky, well, this is why I call him unlucky. He was clipping the back of Campana. He can call himself fortunate, and no, George Roque is hitting him. So they both have to pit once again. They both have to waste tons of time in the pits actually. Motian's teammate now overtaking Holst, who is Darius Koval, and Holst is going wide, not losing any positions yet. Yes, he just let him too much space. When you get overtake, you need to leave some kind of space. Maybe not too much, because that might happen. And there is a double overtake, maybe from Andy Higgs, and is Sneeza the other? No, this is Carlos Barton, because we just saw Sneeza spinning around. And now here's the split stream, and this is what I thought about. These cars are flying, these cars are so fast in the circuit, and in this way Viggo West might overtake back Higgs, and yes, he does. And Carlos Barton make a double overtake. What a great move! What a great move by Carlos Barton. I'm pretty sure that overtake might be in the top overtakes of the season, but it's no use because it's Monza and because of slipstream. Holst will attack back, and as the situation looks like, he will get the position back without anything, without any problem, without any strength. Everyone is looking for a position in these starting laps. So we are the 9 laps, so I'm not saying we are at the starting laps, but for sure this is a little train led by Carlos Barton. And another double flying, or trying to double overtake. So Higgs is overtaking Barton, and Anderson is overtaking Perez. For Anderson, it's pretty impressive that he's going at 9th place. Hopefully for him, he might get some point, and at the pole position, not the pole position, at the first place Victor Bobo might win a race, but we can't tell that. We are on the 10th lap. And as we can see, the usual train, well, it's not usual because since Barton overtook Perez, he just went away with Andy Higgs, and Perez with a switchback move is defending his own position. If anyone asks why I'm not screaming, why I'm not too excited about this stuff, I have to be silent. So this is kind of thing which I have to do. This is why I can scream, this is why I can be overly excited as I used to be in the last races. Okay, so Anderson is overtaking Perez once again. I have a bet, and not in a too little amount of money, that those two will fight all over the race and all over the track because of the powerful split stream. It's such a shame that we can't see the speeds of the cars, because this is the way I could show you guys what I meant about the cars are flying around in the circuit. Okay, so Perez is got the position back. That means maybe 2-2 as for the standing between those two, as for overtakings. And this is the third fight where Anderson is overtaking Perez, and Higgs might overtake also Carlos Barton. Yes, it's Carlos Barton. So Higgs doing the move on Barton. Perez is switching back once again and overtaking under zone, so 3-2, I guess. And then finally on the right side, the right below side, let's see how fast the car goes. In the slit straight, they goes around 350, but there was no overtaking. There was an overtake where Higgs lost a position. So the right lower right corner, you all could see the speed of the car. I hope we will see one again at the start-finish straight, when some other drivers are going in split streams, whereas he's overtaking Higgs. These inside line overtakes are really clear, so if one of the drivers is taking those lines, nearly 100% there will be an overtake. It's so cool that we have our little group who are overtaking each other back and forth. Finally Titkov is joining into the party too and trying to do the same stuff what his friends are doing in front of him. So far with not that much success. Maybe the later part of the race he might do it, who knows. It will be just an extra point for the viewers and for the spectators if another driver is joining back to that dance. Well, let's call it dance, it sounds pretty cool. Here we can see Andy Higgs like a karma man. Why call karma man? Because in the last two races at Belgium and Hockenheim, he got out after causing a collision, which is a bit funny, but not for him. Maxim Titkov is doing an inside line, taking an aggressive inside line and taking his rival out from the track and robbing Carlis. Maybe it was Carlis, let's see. Titkov is just going into underzone and spinning him around, and Carlis with a great reflexes avoiding the car which is spinning back to the track. Well, with that move, he got into the points and he also avoided a huge collision. So that's good for him. That should be the Darius Koval. Maybe, I don't know. Yes, it's Koval because he was attacking Carpenter. Sometimes I'm still mistaking the cars, but fortunately step by step I'm learning the liveries and the drivers. It's so funny because the 2015 season is slowly coming. Now we can see the speed of the car. So in split stream the car goes 360, so they are going even faster than the real life Formula 1 cars here, which is a bit surprising, even though it's GP4. That's still interesting to see that. That was Barton, to be honest. So it's funny that I learn the names and the liveries. Horse with a switchback is basically saying Barton to get away son, that's my positions. It's you can forget it, you get it. So the 2015 season is coming with many driver swaps and team changes, so it's completely useless that I learned everything now. I can forget everything and learn again and again and again. While Barton said, no boy, this position will be mine even if he says no, and then he overtook him back. This is how you should do it. But wherever you race, you should just overtake your opponent and say goodbye to him. It sounds pretty easy, right? Well, it's not that easy, it's kinda difficult, but whatever. It's just something. Who is interested about the championship, like as for the points and as for the standings, right now Michael Macho is winning the championship. Evan Byrne, who could ruin his dreams, is, as I say correctly, maybe he was at the top 10. Horst and Barton and Horst and Barton are going into each other. Barton is into the wall. If I saw correctly, Barton just made a mistake by closing the line in front of Horst, but maybe we will see that. And yes, Barton is just closing the line in front of Horst. That I don't know why that move was necessary for him, but of course he got his penalty, his punishment for that. Just let's see, he could have stayed in the outside, but no, he just closed the door, and Horst couldn't react. Well, I'm not blaming him, nobody could react for that. That was just something which was unable to avoid by him. At least Horst hold it, so we can call Horst really skillful for that car catch. This is the first pit stopper of the day, whose name is Darius Koval. He should do a one stop. He have 10 more laps full of remaining, but the team thought they will pit him because maybe the pace of him wasn't good, and yes, he will do a one stop. And coming back just outside the points at 11th place, I mean 12th, because Byrne at 11th place just overtook him. I wonder if Byrne did another pit stop aside his first one where he must repair the car. He must have repaired the car, sorry, I just don't know how to use the tenses. George Roque is the second one. Roque wasn't in... well, yes, I must say I was wrong because Roque was in one accident with Motyam, so this is why he's so back in the grid. This is a forgettable race for him too. My host have to pit. Likewise, someone else, but because of the fast camera I didn't see the fast camera movement. So this Carpenter, Holst. Behind them, I don't know. I don't know that livery yet. So Holst in the pits. Hopefully I can come and commentate the whole 2015 series as for the DTM, and in that way getting myself into the championship even deeper, because I just joined in the last 4 races maybe this season, so I missed a lot of action. I mean that maybe in that way my commentary is not that accurate because I don't know the past of the drivers fully, even though I watch the results, it's not the same still. My Fitzwater, who used to be second at the beginning of the race, coming back in front of Balin Saga, yes, who was also involved in the first lap crash. There is currently race leader Vitali Bobo, whose teammate Joe Hutter also, and not also, but already retired from the race. Okay, so I say Bobo has a great chance to win this race today. Only except if the rain comes, because at the last race we could see if the rain comes, something just not pitting the drivers for new wet tires, just let them on slick tires for some reason. Campan has also a great chance to win this race and win his first race, and probably the last in this season, because this is the last race. So first and last win in 2014 for him, if he can hold the position, if he can have a great pace. This is what future will tell. It would be such a big shame for Zontag if Anderson could score a point with his car in today's race, because poor Zontag didn't score any point through the whole 2014 season. I don't know what happened with him, but he's not like that. So this is not Felix Zontag who is not scoring any points. That there must be something wrong. Maybe the next season for him, if he gets a seat, will be way better. As for Anderson, he's doing good so far. Nizana, so the two guest drivers have found each other. Fortunately, Nizana could brake before hitting him, because I was like, come on, don't, please, just brake. Okay, so here comes the two guest drivers. Nizana is from the outside, and now the inside, and now he's squeezing him out a very little, but she has a position. It's so funny because Radivojevic is the only female driver on the current grid. Even if she is a test driver, she is participating in that race. I always want to call her as a he, because everyone is a guy beside her. Just a fun fact. While Paris is overtaking Carpenter, and back. I wanted to say back at our favorite couple, but no, because Anderson has overtook Radivojevic back. Radivojevic attacking back on Anderson. Anderson holding around the outside. That's such a great move, but maybe he could have let her overtake and then by twisting back on the main straight. Carpenter overtaking Perez back. And this is what I was talking about. Don't close the line because she won't be able to stop. Okay. But still, Anderson still missing the track. By a very little. Oh! It's not a very little, it's so much. Okay, I was wrong. I just thought it's very little while the two guests are hitting each other while Campana is lapping them. Okay, so Campana can say thank you to the gods that they didn't take him out. Like, please guys, if the leader comes, just be careful, don't hit each other. After the leader comes, you can hit each other, but still no. Don't ruin each other's race. Carries it to 6.5. Average, kind of average stop. Oh, please. For real, that two people are overtaking each other back and forth for the 6th time since Anderson had a pit stop. I hope I can see more action from them because maybe we could make a record about it, so overtaking back and forth each other 10 times. For the podium, Xavi Perez and Ed Carpenter. Perez is not completing the corner, taking Carpenter out with himself, and now Carpenter and also one of maybe Andy Higgs hitting him, and this is how Perez gets DNF'd from the last race. Perez easily could have got a podium, but he bottled it. He just outbraked himself, took Carlis out, who also have to go to the pits because as Perez was coming back, he hit him. This is why here we can see as his Perez coming back, he can go anywhere, hitting him, and there is Andy Higgs also who can't do anything with that situation. And yes, Carpenter was the one who took Perez out, but for that nobody will get a penalty. That's 100%, and there is 100% too that Ring Campana is coming to the pits, and if the number, so the one number is changing after he changed his tires or not changing at all, that means he have a huge lead, a huge gap against the 2nd place, who might be Ibobo. Yes, he's Ibobo. Here comes and will take the 1st position temporarily. Who knows if temporarily because they don't have to pit anymore. I'm just guessing because Campana have fresher tires and a little bit more fuel, but the fresher tires might give him advantage. Our Titkov is at 6th place. Our Evan Byrne, who, well, I don't want to say he lost the championship already, but I think he did. If something doesn't happen with Ibobo, Campana, Grant, Koval and the others, then I don't know. I don't think he might win this. But we saw some crazy stuff. Oh, what was that? Oh, that's Fitzwater outbraking himself and holding the car, maybe a Tokyo drift. Let's say halfly. So Sermon comes, Sermon goes. Sermon has no chance to stop, but at least he overtook Byrne by cutting the track. Yes, that was impossible, and Byrne goes a little wide as well. And this is how Sermon is giving him back the position. I don't know, because we are not watching them. Oh, here, so Byrne is overtaking him. Not really, but Sermon hitting him, showing him that even if he's overtaking him, they just trade some paint with each other. And now this is the way how he's supposed to overtake his rival. Now he don't have to give back the position because that was fully legal. George Roque, if I saw correctly, yes, he's George Roque. He's overtaking the championship contender Evan Byrne. But as always overtaking Fitzwater. They both can stop pretty well, even though they were so close to each other. Oh wait, Roque couldn't really overtake Evan Byrne. Maybe here. You just need to judge his braking point at the correct time, which he does. And he got it. He got a position, even though they are not coming from point. Wait, and that's Ibobo and Campana. So Campana took the lead from Ibobo. This is what I said, that he has an advantage compared to him because of the fresher tires. He just did the classic inner line overtake, but he goes a little wide on the curb, which is not providing him enough traction. And this is why Victor Ibobo is overtaking him back, unless Campana holds it around the outside. Which I said before too, it's not the luckiest, because this is the long, very long start finish straight, where Ibobo with the speed stream and with the power of the car might overtake him again. And yes, this is what exactly happens, plus Campana is missing the track a little, which causes a little gap between the two rivals. With that, Ibobo have a little breathing advantage. The question is for how long. I don't know if he can hold Campana behind. I don't think it is possible. As for the tires and as for the fuel load, as for the time of the pit stop, but who knows? Maybe he can cause him some surprise to us. I have a funny story, by the way, while they are battling, that there is Roman Quag in the top tier, and after he didn't get a good car and well, was involved in many accidents, some people said he might don't have the talent for the race in the top tier, he might get demoted from them, but then he won the race at China, so he just proved everything that they are wrong. Campana is overtaking Willow back, so he proved everyone that they are wrong, and yes, he has the talent for it. If he has a good car, he can win races, and he did. So actually it's a little similar to Ibobo, because he was also called in names when he was in the F1 back at 29. No, 2019 is not here as for the season, so back at 29 he got some accidents, but now he's showing in DTM that he have a place here with the podiums. Even though he have some DNFs, he have great overtakes and great podium finishes under zone on rock. So I like to see these when some drivers who are not having the needed appreciation what they deserve, and they are just proving them. They're just proving themselves. Oh, is that rain? Seems like it is rain. I just wonder, is it raining at the part of the track? Yes, at the north side of the track it's raining, and now the cars are spraying water at the whole place of the track. Wow, maybe this might cause them to put on the wet tires, which is something similar which happened to Spa. Well, not really, because at Spa the track was fully soaked while we saw an overtake with Carlis. So they might fit the wet tires on, and this is what can shuffle the whole race, just like as it did at Spa, because you know, at Spa it was fully soaked. The track was fully soaked, and here we can see the rain, and here we can see that the track is not too dry. And Soga is the first pit stopper. Let's see if the team thinking that the wet tires are required. I'm so glad for that camera, because in that way we will see. So, dry tires off and wet tires on. Soga might have some profit out of it, likewise Alan Sermon too. Okay, so many people are pitting. Maybe the track is so wet that they need those wet tires. Yes, the people, the racers who are coming after them are all pitting, and nearly all the pit crew are out. This will be a fast stop for the whole field, so in that way Soga and Sermon are not profiting too much about that. Maybe a little pit stop chaos, who knows? But for the most important thing is how Campana can get out from the pits. Will he collide with someone? Will he get held up? We can't see yet, but no, he didn't. He just came back at the first place, and Sean Grant is only going to the box now, which means Iwobo takes back 7th place. And just try to check people. Whoa! Koval did not have tires, but he has a kinda cool car in that way that he is not having tires. Okay, he got back. The team was pranking him that they didn't give him tires. And then Koval said, "No thanks, who cares?" And he just went away without tires. It was so funny. I like these glitches because they are showing us how the future might look like. Hopefully they won't. Hopefully future won't be like that. I want cars to go on wheels. Seriously, who wants cars to not go on wheels? It's just so weird. A little highlight about the positions. Grant as at third place, I think. Well, secretly I hope he might get that third place, because I am not remembering that he could get so many podiums throughout the season. But we will see. So Koval and Fitzwater are going against each other. Our Polish boy might overtake our Aussie boy, who knows? We will see. At the Parabolica. Yes, this is the Parabolica if I remember correctly. Oh, Fitzwater have to pit. Okay, that's not a question then. I thought Fitzwater having the wet tire zone, but I was wrong. No, he has a stick tire zone still. So this is why he was at 5th place and before 4th. I just thought he recovered kind of fast, but no. He didn't recover, and with that late pit stop he might lose every chance to finish in the points. He's at 8th place now. For that place he can get a point. Yes, he needs to work a lot to get back to 8th place. Mainly if he lost another position, which happens. And this is Hicks and Carlis. No, that's Hicks and Carpenter for the last points, for basically the last point. Carpenter with a usual switchback move in the inside, Hicks holding outside, but Carpenter have the better traction and the better acceleration now on the wet track. We are one lap later, and Hicks decided to show who's the boss. Well, not in that corner, if he's squeezing any tighter, but Carpenter missing the corner. In this way Hicks will have the position. I was trying to say that Carpenter is squeezing him really tight. I wasn't sure about that it's a good idea. He couldn't even turn the car in. He just overshot the corner. 5 laps remaining. And now we can see the rain is falling heavier. Sermon coming up to 11th place. So the rain is starting to fall heavier, which might mean a little more chaos, but I'm not sure the track can get so soaked and so wet to cause any more major problems. These wet tires are really good. They are perfect for these type of races. Sermon on Solga. And another collision, Carlis and Koval. Both of them are spinning. That might mean Viggo Holz coming out to 4th place and the others to gain position. I wasn't really see whose fault was that, but maybe Carlis was hitting the back of Koval. Carlis is coming back at the 7th place. Oh, yes, he is hitting the back of Koval, who was changing positions, changing directions for several times. Sermon has a pretty good pace actually. Now he's on Carpenter once, it's not Carpenter. But he's Carpenter, wait, what? Then I missed something, because wasn't Carpenter the one who missed the corner? No, I don't remember, sorry. I just don't remember what happened back then. One thing is for sure, Carpenter got some rivals to his back. They are Fitzwater and maybe Solga. These positions are nearly, I can say it's never mind because they are 11th or 10th. It's basically never mind because only till the 8th place they can get point. I wonder what would happen if the host would just say the top 10 is getting the points and they will use the 2010 point system. First they use in Formula 1, Saga with a great overtake, make Carpenter go behind. Carpenter doesn't really have the pace for now in the wet. Yeah, it's pretty funny I said that because he's overtaking him back. If everything goes as planned and if he can stop the car on his wet surface, it's pretty difficult. Now he's done it. And slowly you can switch to Campana, who will win his first and last race at 2014. I think that's a pretty good way to finish our 2014 season. And he did really well, so I congrats him. He did a pretty good job with that race. And here we can see Michael Mocho is the 2014 GP4 DTM Offline Champion. I also congratulate him because he had such a big pace, such a big gap in front of Byrne that even though he missed the last race, he still could be a champion, which is not a little thing. Maybe this is why he got back to Formula 1 and to the Force India. Victory Bobo was second, and if I saw correctly, Sean Grant is third. Viggo Holst is fourth, Maxim Titkov fifth, Darius Koval is coming at sixth place.
Well done.
Robin Carley is at seventh. So yes, Michael Mocho just showed everyone that he's not a bad driver at all. Winning a championship in a racing series between names like Viggo Holst, George Roque, Roland Motjan, that's something. Or Felix Zontag. That wasn't too weak championship series as for the drivers, and there was poor Evan Byrne only at 14th place, who is the runner-up this season. Maybe the next season might go better for him if they have a seat. I'm curious about the next season, who will get which team and who might have chance for the championship. Here's the results again. For surprise, Maxim Titkov took the fastest lap for 1:22.1. That's a surprise for me. Finally, Holst is fourth. He had such bad luck in the last two races. And yes, Sean Grant was third, so I knew that better. I knew that well. After all, Anderson is 13th, Radivojevic is 18th, so the two guest drivers couldn't score a point. But they didn't get out from the race. Perez, Barton, Hutter and Jans are the ones who DNF'd from this race. And here is the driver standings. Michael Mocho won the whole championship by 43 points. Campana and Grant overtook Byrne. So Byrne, with these many bad lucks and poor driving, just not even lost the championship, but the second and third places too. So Campana is the second, Sean Grant is third, which is a really admirable position. Here you can see the others. Titkov, Hutter, Holst, Carpenter, Saga, Motjan, Perez, Higgs, Barton, Zorbach and Fitzwater. And slowly Ionescu, Zontag, the other Ionescu, Krebs, Anderson and Radivojevic. All in all, 28 drivers took place in that 2014 series, which is a really good number. Of course, this time for other guest starts too. And slowly we will see a little table, the different race winners. So we had 12 races in this series. Carlis won the first race, Saga the second. And this is the first win of Lynn Campana. Saga has one win also. Byrne has 3 wins, which is pretty cool. I would like to thank you for watching. I hope I can stay as the commentator of the series. See everyone at 2015. Bye everyone.